Fear is the path to the dark side.
Okay, so the dead birds and dead fish and all that has been hit in the mainstream media. Obviously, they've been talking about it, reporting it. And now we have the Tampa airport, or an airport in Florida, that has to redo its runway because of the magnetic changes that were going on. And then we have the next step, which is now the mainstream media are beginning to poke fun at and belittle all the different theories and thoughts out there about what is happening to the wildlife and the earth. And there's lots of thoughtful ideas, opinions, and science behind what some of these people are saying. And for the mainstream media to now be coming out and making fun of, belittling it, while at the same time acknowledging the existence of some of these things for the very first time without ever having really done any investigating and real news reporting on it, which is just, well, that's the way they go. But, here's some interesting ones that talk about what they're talking about, and all of these are things that have genuine thought, science, and logic behind them, as opposed to craziness and nonsense like they're trying to spread.
All of those videos can be seen on my 2011 playlist, and I'll leave those up. Now, we've already seen how, and we already know how, the mainstream media are nothing but mere tools for the powers that be. And as we've shown you from the New York Daily News on the 6th, they already started this poking fun of these thoughts that are out there. And our friends at ABC and Nightline have performed a little topper for us tonight on Nightline. So we've included that here for your education. Enjoy.
I wouldn't let them go outside right now. Heard thumping outside, just 2 or 3.
He said, heard what sounded like somebody knocking at the door.
It was unreal. It was something I didn't know what to think.
There's something strange going on, and it's not that every man in town has a beard.
Called the police department and told them I was like, not drunk, not on drugs, and she immediately said, oh, you're calling about the bird.
3,000 red-winged blackbirds dead on the ground.
Some of them were a little panicked, thinking it was the end of the world, quoting 2012 prophecies and things like that.
Yes, ma'am. I was wondering why all the birds are just like dying. We were trying to find that out.
100 miles down the road outside of Ozark, 100,000 dead drumfish washed up on the riverbank. A coincidence? And thousands more feathered dead in Texas, Kentucky, Louisiana.
We have blackbirds, starlings, sparrows, several species of birds are affected.
In the Chesapeake Bay, 2 million more dead fish. In Florida, a bunch more fish no longer lapping. Dead snappers in New Zealand, 50 jackdaws in Sweden, deceased, 40,000 crabs, cold and lifeless on an English beach.
Well, that's cold to hit you, I don't know.
In Brazil, 100 tons of fish, belly up. And today, 8,000 departed doves in Italy, blue stains in their little mouths. Why? Oh, why? Cue internet frenzy, dead fish, a fast rising search term. Was John Wheeler murdered because he was about to reveal secret US military tests that had killed the birds? Were they killed by a bolt from the high-frequency active auroral research program in Alaska? These are not the views of ABC News or Nightline. Over-enthusiastic headline writers, Apocalypse Now, nice, took a different tack, feeding what Hollywood has already told us. This is the core in which dead birds signal impending global doom.
It's okay, some of these things happen all the time.
And this is flash forward. The birds were a portent portent of a 2-minute, 17-second blackout that was about to strike all humankind. Hang on. Rewind to the BB police chief.
Quoting 2012 prophecies and things like that.
What? Well, the ancient Mayan calendar runs out next year, leading some to believe that the world, therefore, will end too. Also, a Californian pastor says the world's going to end May 21st based on Bible readings. Is the Great Tribulation prophesied in the book of Revelation upon us? At that time there will be great pain, suffering and death for those who have chosen not to follow God. No specific mention of dead crabs in England or blackbirds in Arkansas. But the date the BB birds died at New Year's, sinister and significant? Or perhaps wherein lies a rational explanation. New Year's, fireworks, they got spooked.
Most of these birds don't see any better at night than you or I do. They aren't adapted to see at night like owls. So if they went off from their perches at night, they're blind in the darkness, just like you would be.
They could have flown into houses, power lines, each other.
It's like running into somebody on your bicycle. A fair amount of speed, no protection.
And the fish in Arkansas? Probably disease. The Chesapeake fish and the English crabs? Cold weather, they say. Hypothermia.
I like a good conspiracy theory as much as the next guy, but I don't see a connection between these many different cases. It's all bad luck.
Bodies are now being examined.
We'll be looking for evidence of trauma, internal bleeding.
And hopefully finding some rational answers. Mass wildlife die-offs, as they're called, do happen. On average, 163 of them are reported in the US every year.
They do happen, and they happen every year, and I think a lot of the frenzy that we're getting around the world is because the media and the internet have allowed more of these stories to be exposed and connected than normally happens.
So, perhaps, no portent, no omen, no sign, no apocalypse, just a bunch of dead things. I'm not going to get all philosophical and stuff. Stuff just happens in nature and we read dumb stuff into it. I'm Nick Watt for Nightline in London.
Oh, Nick, let's just hope that's the end of that.
Turn them off!
This is a theater of the absurd, my friends. This is the theater of the absurd.